Welcome. Tim Bartz here, McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas. How's everybody doing tonight? November 1st, by the way, 2022. So new month. Of course, really hard doing a live stream on month-end day for dealers, getting everything handed in and to Ford and everything. But welcome everybody in. Hope you guys are having a great night. Shout out to my members in there. You can see those with those colored boxes, logos beside their names. So thank you for joining me. To the members, don't forget to, we are recording this as a podcast. So if you want to, you can listen to this on your favorite podcasting channels. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can, it's going to pop up there. And so do remember that. Also, if you're listening to the podcast, don't forget, if you want to come join us, link to the YouTube video is down in the description. So definitely come on over and you can check us out live as well, Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. here, and ask your questions live instead of listening to the podcast. So a couple different ways to share in this information. Don't forget to, if you're new, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. You can stay notified on everything going on. And don't forget to smash the like button sometime while you're in here. I'd really appreciate it. It helps out the videos and the content. My audio too loud? How are we doing here? I always struggle with that on my recorded videos because I think on the live here it actually is a little bit lower. So if it's too loud, let me know down in the comments down there. So appreciate that. So also too, how did everybody's Halloween go? So anybody did you guys see the meme going out with all the different costumes and people showing like the Corvette owner and the new Bronco owner, such like that? Well, the dealership had a little fun with me. Didn't even know they were doing this. But if I can get that to come up, they put this together for me. It is on the dealership's Facebook page if you want to see it. But they thought that'd be funny, and I don't even know where they got that photo from. To be honest, I don't remember posing for that photo at all. I don't know, but they were pretty clever there and threw that together as well. So, but yeah, so there you go. That's kind of funny. But the kids did go out trick-or-treating. Our church actually had a trunk or treat, so I did take the lightning out, and of course I had it decorated up. This is actually at the end after we took all the decorations down. The kids there, the two grandsons are just having a blast, hanging out in the frunk of the lightning, so it was a lot of fun hanging out with them, and great evening. Had, of course, love watching the kids get all excited and trick-or-treating. I know Sarah said that Will was having a lot of fun of knock door, get food, get candy or something like that. So he was having a lot of fun with that. So pretty cool there. So, all right. Also, don't forget to, if you want to become a member, you can. Pretty easy to do. Just click that little membership down there. Just hit that join button down there by the subscribe button if you want to join, become a member. So appreciate all the new members. No need to do that, but if you want to, it's down there. If you're watching this on an iPad or an iPhone, you won't see that. So what you want to do if you do want to become a member and you're on an iPhone or a tablet, go ahead and pull up a browser, Safari browser, Google browser, whatever you want. Go to the YouTube, whatever it might be. Hit the A's in the top left-hand corner up there, and then you're going to see it pop down, and you want to hit that request desktop website. So when you do that, it's going to refresh, and then you should be able to see that join button. So you're able to join it. So you're able to do it on an iPhone and a tablet. You just have to kind of do a little workaround there to get that there. So keep that in mind there too. And I also want to remind the members, just because it's not always popping up. If you are a member out there, you want to find our membership content on our YouTube channel is that under that membership tab. So just pull up the YouTube channel, and then you're going to see that membership tab. That community tab, I don't think it's working really great, but go ahead and do that if you want to find the membership videos. We do one every Saturday, so make sure you're checking that out. We do a lot walk and talk about some things, so make sure you're checking out that content that you've earned by being a member. Robert, thank you for the donation. Appreciate that. Glad you figured that out. I also saw that Tim, who I got to see in Vegas when I was there, said, how about them Cowboys? So Yeah, how about them Packers? They're not doing so well. So not fun. I actually turned it off. Fourth quarter, I'm like, this is not working for me. I cannot watch this game. But Buffalo is pretty hard to beat. And if I don't know if Robin's in the group tonight, but she's a Buffalo fan. So congrats, Robin. Anyway, all right. So thank you again for everybody in there. I did see all. Let's see, did I see All Terrain Nation in there? Yeah. So I watched their videos. Very good YouTube channel. So I do want to highlight a couple YouTube channels, theirs as well as Johnny's Car Care and Review, and a transport YouTube channel, ATI Auto Transport Intel. Link to those. I'm going to add All Terrain Nation in there for next week. So I want to put theirs in there because I like to kind of highlight all the good channels out there that I like. Of course, Town and Country TV as well as good channels. So a lot of those good channels out there for content when it comes to Ford stuff. These people are delivering the content. So appreciate all of them. Also, let's see what else I want to talk about. Oh, videos of this week that went live. I had the links to all of these in the description. Been really working hard. We did a video on how to order a 2023 Super Duty because there are a couple things you need to take note of. So make sure if you're wanting to get a Super Duty and order one, you definitely want to make sure you watch that video because it kind of highlight that there are some things that are job 2 that aren't going to be showing up right away, what you need to do so your order isn't selected without adding that option and that kind of thing. So you want to watch that video if you're wanting to put a Super Duty order in. And if you are, we've done our XL trim, our XLT trim, and Lariat trim complete guide videos. Those have already went live. And King Ranch is actually done. I forgot to set that up. So Sarah edit the King Ranch. We'll probably have that go live tomorrow for the King Ranch, and we're going to record the Platinum, the Limited this week yet. Also going to have we're going to start heading towards Escape. So 2023 Escape Base and Active hopefully this week by next Tuesday as well, delivering a lot of videos. So, and speaking of that, we did actually partner up here at Law McArthur with one of the KU Jayhawk new freshman recruits that came in, one of the top recruits in the nation, Grady Dick. And so he actually helped produce his own commercials. So they do a commercial with us. We give him a vehicle to drive. He's getting a Roush Mustang, and actually it's highlighted in this commercial. So check this commercial out. Normally don't do this, but I'm going to play this commercial and mute my mic here, and hopefully it plays through okay. So check out this. This is a 60-second version of this, but I love the commercial, so I wanted to make sure you guys saw it as well.
What are you willing to give for the things you love? For the community who raised you? For your family? For the game you love? You give everything, every time. What would you give? You work, you work, you work, you got it. Put in the hours before dawn. After midnight, you grind so hard that the only choice left is to move faster, get stronger, and jump higher. What would you give? Everything, every time.
Thank you. Thank you, Kip. I saw that. All right. Yeah. So anyway, to recap, I just said I really love that commercial because we like to highlight and work with the different athletes, whether it be, the different, like we've been working with the KU with Grady Dick, as well as Mitch Lightfoot, as well as Adrian Martinez for the K-State Wildcats. So, yes, we like working with them. You get these dedicated athletes that work hard. They're dedicated, and they see the rewards from that, just kind of like Law McArthur does here. In fact, speaking of that, talk a little bit about how McArthur ended up this month. This being November 1st, we actually got second in the entire KC region for new car sales and first in pre-owned certified vehicles. So, 1-2 punch there. So we were highlighted pretty heavily in the meeting today for the Ford dealer meetings. And so it was really cool being highlighted there. Man, had one of the biggest months on new cars that we've had in a while. Sold 79 Mavericks this month, and we've had 316 to date, which is more than any other dealer in our region. So, we're hitting it. So we know that Maverick allocations have to do with Maverick sales, at least 30% of it. So what's a better way to doing that than selling almost 80 Mavericks? And we still have 17 that are here that still need to be booked. So they're in the process. We have one that's actually arrived earlier that I actually got the chance to talk to. So we're looking forward to having another good month and getting a lot of allocations for Maverick. All right, let's talk about the good dealer moment for this week. So I'll go to my notes here. Let me show you a picture of here. So Ahmed sent me this, a couple of pictures of him picking up his Maverick. So he picked up my 2022 Ford Maverick from Tasca Ford in Cranston, Rhode Island. Cactus Gray Hybrid with Lux package and Copilot 360 after 14 months. It says Don Malux. The salesman was great and very happy for me to finally get my Maverick and picked up my truck at MSRP with protected rate. I'm glad we have you at our side. Because of your videos, I took off constraint items, tonneau cover, mud flaps. I think your advice was one of the reasons I got my truck this year. Thank you very much. My advice to everyone is to keep watching the live stream every Tuesday. I will keep watching because I am used to having it in my house every Tuesday this year. I wish good luck to everyone waiting. It's worth the wait, Ahmed. So, all right. Another good dealer there in Rhode Island. So if you're in Rhode Island, there you go. In Cranston, Rhode Island. So there you go. Good dealer there. Let's talk about scheduling information now. So what's scheduling this week? So when we talk about this, for those of you that are new to the channel and such, and you maybe have orders in, these are for people that have an order in that they want to know, basically your order is being looked at, and you're hoping to get scheduled for production date in the future, right? So we talk about what scheduling, it means what orders are scheduling for production, right? So that's what we're looking for here. So for 2023 model year orders, they are doing cleanup scheduling, and cleanup scheduling means that they don't have enough for a whole week, but they're going to pull some orders to kind of finish up allocations that dealers have and put them into spots to kind of fill in the month of production for them. So there you go. It does say they're full on production on scheduling for the black painted roof, so they probably won't be scheduling any of those this week. And they say they need some Mach 1 retail orders without the handling package. So they have some slots to fill for the Mach 1 as long as they don't have the handling package. So if you have an order like that and the dealership has allocations, then you may be in luck. 23 Escape. So this one is scheduling through the week of 12/19. So they're going to be opening up and filling that up. 23 model year Bronco Sport is not scheduling. They says that no scheduling because December is full due to production losses. So I'm not sure what's going on there. 23 model year Edge is not scheduling. Same note on that one is December is full due to production losses. So probably not able to produce as many as they planned on. So because of that, they're full and they're not going to be scheduling. 23 model year Bronco. They are scheduling through the week of 12/19. So anybody with that one of those carryover units, it's in there. It's not 99. It's being looked at. So keep that in mind. They said they do need Raptors with the optional wheel. So they're wanting to build some Raptors, but they must be out of the stock wheel and they need the optional wheel to be able to build those. 23 model year Explorer, no scheduling this week. So they must be full and don't need to have any more. 23 model year Expedition, December cleanup commitment. So again, you can see this is cleanup. So this is probably the last week for scheduling for October allocations. So it looks like we're going to have probably some allocations get kicked over into November, which is okay as long as they give us more for November. All right, so 22 Maverick is done scheduling. We know that. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. 23 Maverick is scheduling through 12/12. The key constraints are hybrid, splash guards, trifold bed cover. So just like that customer that we just talked about that got this Maverick from his dealer, he took off the bed cover and the splash guards. That's going to be the case for this year as well. So make sure you keep those off your orders. 23 model year Ranger, no scheduling, no notes there. 23 F-150, no scheduling as well. 2022 Super Duty. They are doing balance out scheduling. So when they say balance out, that means they want to finish out what they think they can produce for 22 model year before closing that out and being ready to start planning for 2023 model year. So it says final 22 model year order scheduling 11/3. So there you go, which is this Thursday. All right. They usually will schedule orders on to be built on Thursdays, just so you know that for those that are new. 2022 model year Transit Connect and Van and Wagon. That's supposed to be 23 actually. Transit Connect Van and Wagon, they are not scheduling this week. 2023 model year Transit, they are scheduling. It looks like maybe for the week of 12/12. It says week 48, which I think the other one that was 48 or 49 is 12/19. So probably for the week of 12/12. A lot of constraints, same ones that we've talked about in the past. Very limited with the 3.5 EcoBoost engine for scheduling. A zero chassis cab or cutaways for retail and stock orders. Very limited AM/FM stereo with digital clock and audio input. Very limited static bending headlights for scheduling, and full on swivel seats for scheduling. And they did say they need BEV retail orders. So if you got an E-Transit or want to put an E-Transit order in, that could really help you out and get scheduled. You probably can get scheduled quickly. 23 Mach-E cleanup scheduling. So they're going to be scheduling for that one as well. Talk about Lincoln real quickly. So 23 model year system fill scheduling is what it says for the Corsair. It says scheduling through 12/19. Again, a lot of these Maverick models will go along with their counterpart for the Ford side, and the Corsair would follow suit with the Escape. Nautilus would follow through with the Edge, so they are not scheduling. Same note there. It is December full due to production losses. 23 Aviator usually goes on the same plan as Explorer, so they are not scheduling. It says no PEV scheduling. Plant is full. There you go. 23 model year Navigator, and it's a cleanup commit, just like Expedition. So there you go. So usually, and whatever, those go along with the different where they're built and what plants for the Ford lineup as well. All right, let's get into some dealer news updates. I'm gonna put this over here. All right, so I'm going to talk about, there's a bunch of, some of these I'm actually going to talk about into the order guide updates, because there's a lot of different vehicles that got order guide updates. But before we get to that, let's talk about some other different things. So they did send out a dealer news update, which we're going to talk about how you get these. This is part of the topic for today. How can dealers find this information like I'm getting, and to help their customers out. So, all right, so we're going to talk about this in here. They did actually update this bulletin about the F-150 and Super Duty temporary exterior badge vehicle badging coming without them. We're already receiving them, so we've been getting some. If you watch, if you're one of the members, you've seen what those look like. It's just a black blank piece there. So yeah, looks pretty looks very basic, especially when you get a King Ranch when it's missing the badge and has it there. So that's pretty crazy. But they did say, don't forget, I've kind of mentioned this already in the past. The only thing they added to this bulletin was that the field action. So what service needs to do when the badges become available, because they said they will become available in the future. You're going to need to call your customers in to have those put on. So not sure how that works. Like, we do a lot of out-of-state sales. In fact, we sold to 38 different states this month. And so I'm not sure how that works on that. They probably would go to the local dealer to get those badges, probably mail the badges. If they come here, we could mail it to you, and then you could take it to your local dealer to have them put on. But yeah, you're going to want to get those done. So kind of little extra little note that they put on that bulletin there. Also, this week, they did come out with the 23 Super Duty Best in Class claims announcements. So let's go through a few of these. So Super Duty's got a bunch of best in class. It's crazy. All right. So the all new, first of all, best maximum available gooseneck towing of 40,000 pounds with the F450 pickup. You do have to get the extra package, and that's available on the XL. Watch my video on the XL, you'll know that. Best maximum available gooseneck in an F350 or a 3500 dually pickup, subsegment with 38,000 pounds. That's a lot of weight, people. Best maximum available fifth wheel towing of 35,000 pounds for an F450 dually pickup. Best maximum available conventional towing capacity in its class at 30,000 pounds. It goes on. There's conventional towing as well at 28,000 pounds. For the single rear wheel of 25,000 pounds. The best diesel F250 or 2,500, that'd be a 3/4 ton of 23,000 pounds. So this is crazy. And then, of course, the 7.3, the gas, it has the best conventional towing of 22,000 pounds for any gas engine. F350 equipped with the Tremor off-road package and Power Stroke diesel is rated at 23,000 pounds of towing gooseneck. And then the best maximum towing of an F350 or 3,500, that'd be a 1-ton gas Tremor off-road with 21,000 pounds. So let's go through the horsepower and torque here. The 6.8 liter V8 gas, which is available in the XL trim, I believe XLT as well, gets 405 horsepower, 445 pound-feet of torque. The Godzilla 7.3 liter V8 is 430 horsepower, best in its class, by the way, and 485 pound-feet of torque, also best in its class. 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel, 475 horsepower, 1,050 pound-feet of torque. That's not the best in class, though. The new high output 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel engine that is available this year for the first time, 500 horsepower, which is best in class, and 1,200 pound-feet of torque, which is best in class as well. So Dodge, I think, took that over last year, and Ford wanted to reclaim it. So new high output diesel engine, which gets you 1,200 pounds of torque. Crazy. There's some other things in here too. Payload, huge payload and class exclusive productivity. There's some technology that's not available on any other model. So kind of talked about that in my video on the Super Duty, so you can check that one out as well. Let's talk about a little bit of Maverick news here. So wanted to kind of highlight a couple things. So this last week, there was some people were concerned because they got a notification, or the dealer had told them that there's a compatibility issue on their order. It said unscheduled compatibility issue, and I got some people asking what's going on. Is there a problem with the hitch? Because all of them that had that, when you clicked on it over the little I or information, it said tow trailer hitch, and all of them said trailer hitch on it, right? So everybody freaked out that it was an issue. There's the hitch is causing an issue. I need to take the hitch off. What about if it's in the luxury package? A lot of this other information. That was like a 24-hour glitch. So it was a system glitch. I reached out to the brand manager on Thursday and said, hey, I noticed we have like 338 orders that have this compatibility issue. I'm trying to figure out what it is, because there aren't anything common, because not all of them had the trailer hitch issue, just some of them and such. And he said, yeah, that's a computer glitch, should be fixed by this afternoon. And lo and behold, by Thursday night, that no longer said it. One of the reasons why they prolonged the scheduling last week for the Maverick to Friday was because of the computer glitch they were having. And trailer hitch is not a problem. Leave it on your orders, folks. Before you guys, do anything, make any rash decisions, or are concerned about something, tag me on Maverick Truck Club, tag me on Facebook, tag me on Twitter, whatever it might be. Tag me, and I'll get to the bottom of it. I'll figure out what's going on, and until I see a dealer bulletin that says there's something going on, I'm not going to believe it. So I take the information from the source, which is Ford, and we're going to talk in our topic today about how you can stay up to date as a Ford dealer on the information and such. So I see why Ford sometimes doesn't let dealers know what's going on, or let customers know what's going on, because they don't want them to freak out. They want them to worry and everything. So they try to. Some situations, you need to let the community know. You need to know what's going on, right? And so, because I had people really concerned on the 31st about the Maverick information. We haven't seen it. They said by the end of October, and I'm like, well, it is the 31st, so it'll probably come out today. And so not only did it come out on the 31st, but it came out at the last hour of the last day of the month, which if you guys watched the live stream last week, I mentioned that. I said, folks, when they say it's going to be at the end of the month, just assume it's going to be on the last day of the month or the first day of the next month. Because so I was right. I kind of mentioned that last week, and it came out. So I hope you guys did get a chance to watch the video. Went live last night. I actually got the information at 4:05. I started recording my video at 4:20 and had it live by 5 o'clock. So I get that information out quickly. In fact, so quickly that I had some people contacted me, and we have someone actually in the chat tonight that was concerned because their dealership didn't know anything about it. And so again, we'll talk as a topic about how that dealer can be informed, how they can find out that information and stay up to date on this information. So let's talk a little bit about the Maverick cancellation memo that went out. And for those dealers that are in here or people that are in here and their dealership saying, I don't know what's going on, it's a dealer memo. It comes out. I'll show you where you can access this stuff here in just a little bit. So what is going on? I mentioned basically there's a couple things that need to happen. I'm not going to break down all this. You can watch the video yourself. It's linked in the description and below in this video, as well as if you're listening to the podcast, you can. The link is down there for that as well. So basically, what needs to happen? So these the orders that are in there that are canceled orders. I actually showed in the video how a dealership can pull those orders and see which ones they are. So in fact, let's go ahead. Let's just pull this up. Let me show you for ours. Let me pull it up first. Then I'll go on over so you guys can see it. So you guys can just see it in our order. Exactly what I did in the... there we go. So exactly what I did on my video. So of course I want to go to all, and then I want to go to Maverick. So if a dealer's out there trying to figure out which of their orders, what ones are getting canceled, right? Okay, first of all, they need to do is it's a 22 order that's getting canceled. So some of them, and like this dealership, I know that I think it's Kip's dealership there said that, we've always learned if you have a VIN number, you're going to get scheduled. You know what? Until this year, I would say the exact same thing. In fact, I set it up until about October, and then we've seen 3 models now get canceled orders because they could not produce the vehicles they thought they could because of part constraints, right? And not getting them. So what you'll need to do is, so this is happening. So any order that has a scheduled build date past November 25th is what they said. Anything after that is going to get canceled. Right? So how do you find those orders? So you go in there, edit, go to your 2022s. Here's all my 22s. What I need to look for is not the unscheduled. Those we know are already got kicked. Not the sent to plant because they're already in production. Not the ones released or body shop. You want to look for scheduled to week, right? There you go. So we have 21. I thought we had 19. I guess we have 21. So also they should all be hybrids. Right? So they should all be hybrids as well. So there you go. There's all your orders, 22s that are scheduled to the week that will be canceled. So what you want to do as a dealer is you want to export this list out, right? Download the grid data, download it. You get their customers' information. More importantly, you get this order number, because what you want to do is you want to go through these order numbers and make sure that you don't have any duplicates of a new 23 order. Because, just like with us, our assumption is all those we're going to get built and produced so we can reuse those order numbers for 23 orders. So we actually had, I can't remember which one. Actually, I think it's this one right here. So M49L, I believe, is a duplicate order. Actually, C18R should be. So now let me go back, add this on. Let me go and show you a 23 order. I believe it's the same one. In fact, I can actually pull it this way too. And see that, but you can see any of those. So what was that? What did I say? It was C18R. I believe that was one of them. So there we go. I have a 23 order with exact same order number, right? So we have this one that's scheduled a week from 22, and I have one for 23. So what dealers are going to need to do is they're going to need to go into these orders, and they're going to need to change these order numbers, reprint sheets, send them to the customers, whatever. They don't have to do reseal VP. They just got to change the order number, and they can change it. So what they're going to need to do is do that on that order, because you can see this other one is not for the same customer. Oh, it is for the same customer. Oh, so we put an order we didn't need to. Well, there you go. So we could probably cancel that order. We won't until we talk to the customer, but that's what you're going to need to do. So if there's one that's the same order number, see if it's a W8E, you cannot have the same order number in there. So that order number is going to have to change. If he's wanting to get a second Maverick, which in some of these cases, some of these people are wanting a second one, then you'll want to change that order number, because when that order comes over, it cannot be the same order number. So that's what needs to happen by now in November 9th. So you have a week or so to change those over. So you want to make sure that you do that for those orders. So you want to pull that list and then look up each one of those and see if you have a 23 order with that same order number. And if you do, change the 23 order number. Don't touch, at this point, a dealer should not be touching any of the 22 orders. Don't touch any of them. Don't change anything. Don't worry about them at all. Just leave them there. What you want to do is take that 23 order, if it has the same order number, and change that order number and resubmit it. So that way there's no doubling up. So as of that, probably looks like to me is on the 10th or so, they're going to probably start duplicating those orders over into the system, because then you'll have till November 30th to update those orders. So what's going to happen is the dealerships, or the Ford is going to put that order in, just like they did with Bronco orders, as a priority 99. So you'll want, that's going to happen. So once that happens, as dealers, you'll want to contact those customers. Like, we're going to need to contact all 21 of these customers, and we're going to need to say, want to let you know that your 22 order is going to get canceled, but don't worry, Ford has it in as a 23. They are going to give you priority too. So you'll have priority over any other order once we get this updated. So the quicker you update it, the better. So just so you know that, because as soon as you update that order and take that 99 down to a 10, Ford's going to go through and they're going to actually take those orders down to a 2, because they know that's an order that was already scheduled. So they're going to give it a better priority number than the carryover orders, because they were already scheduled, and whereas the carryover orders were not. So that's what's going to happen. You'll want to make sure you go in there, do that, and update those to 99. By November 30th, that is the deadline. It even says in here, the deadline is November 30th. Once these orders have been transferred to 23, dealers must complete order updates and change the 99 priority code by November 30th. If they're going to do what they're doing to Bronco, they're going to cancel any 99s. So you want to make sure that you move that down. So just keep that in mind as well. So you want to make sure you do that. And you want to update them. So, because there are things that are different for 23. I have a video on our YouTube channel about the changes for 2023. For those of you that want to revisit that video, keep in mind XLT Luxury Package and Lariat Luxury Package are missing some items of what they had in 22. So if you want those package identical to what it was in 22, you're going to need to add those standalone options to your order. So that spray and bed liner, which I wouldn't if I were you, the bed rail system, as well as the remote start. So like I told people in the video I recorded yesterday, there's a reason why Ford took all 3 of those out of those packages, because it is causing constraint issues or delays. So if I were you, I'd leave them off. I don't think remote start's going to be a big deal if you want to add it on, but spray and bed liner and the bed rails can be added later, just like splash guards and bed covers. So you want to think about that. Somebody said, so if I have at that point, if this order comes over, then I'm going to get looked at and I should get scheduled before a 10. Yes, as long as the 10 has the exact same equipment as you have, yours will be looked at first. But if there's, if they can't, maybe they're full, they can't do any more luxury packages, and you have a luxury package, a 10 could be looked at if they don't have a luxury package on their order, right? So that's what everybody needs to keep in mind, that, because I know sometimes people don't always look at it that way. So yeah, so keep that in mind. So anyway, all right. So anyway, I think I covered most of that stuff and that information. I'm sure you guys will have questions on it. We'll get into the Q&A, and you guys can flood me with all those questions and we'll answer those for you. All right, now let's talk about order guide updates. So today, I usually at the first of the month, a lot of times I might update some order guides, and we do have a lot of 2023 order guides that were updated, and I usually try to go through and see what's been updated and what's been changed, and there's a lot of them. So Bronco order guide was updated, and I think from what I understand, it looks like what's been added to that order guide is that they did add mirrors, side view mirrors, heated glass removal option on all series. Now, what's this mean? So we have not gotten a dealer bulletin, right? You guys that have watched me every week, you know that I haven't talked about any kind of having to take that option to remove that option on the Bronco yet. So I think actually Ford Authority put an article out today that this is going to happen. Remember that they have to add the option to the order guide before they can do that to those orders. So what's happening probably is Ford's just getting ready in case that has to happen, like we've had to see that happen to the F-150. I don't believe it's happening yet, but the option's there, so is a possibility. So if you have a Bronco order, there is a possibility that you might have to remove the heated mirrors if you have, you know, one of those packages. So keep that in mind, or if you have heated mirrors on your Bronco. Also, they did say, it didn't hear removable hoop step on Everglades series. So they've added the removable hoop step that was not on the Everglades series. I know when I did the video, it wasn't there. It is now, looks like that has been added to the order guide. So there you go. Now, Bronco Sport also was updated, and from the best of my recollection, it looks like what they've done is they've actually added this option here. It says right here, it says Beano sound system by Bang & Olufsen with HD radio, 10 speakers, including subwoofer, reduced capability or capacity amplifier, 59V on Outer Banks, Badlands, and Heritage Limited series. So I'm not sure. So they have to, looks like they probably have to add that option again. Haven't gotten a bulletin on it yet, so we'll just see if that's going to need to be added. Also, looks like the Edge, Escape, Explorer, all were updated as well. And I think probably what was updated on it, because I got a bulletin about this, is that the Escape, Explorer, Expedition, hands-free power liftgate feature discontinuation. So we know that they added the removal to remove the hands-free liftgate to those models in hopes that at some point they would bring it back. Now it looks like they are discontinuing it for 23 model year. You're not going to be able to get it. So hands-free power liftgate feature is added, is being deleted from applicable 23 Escape, Explorer, and Expedition vehicles. The power liftgate remains equipped on these vehicles. Vehicle MSRP will be reduced by $55 for affected vehicles. Affected vehicles include 23 model year Escape, Platinum Series, ST Elite, Tech Package number 2, and the plug-in hybrid premium package. 23 model year, it's the limited 301 and 310A, which is your hybrid. ST 401A, so it's your premium package one. King Ranch and Platinum. On the 23 Expedition, it's the Timberline, the limited, the King Ranch, and the Platinum. So there you go. That's been updated. Let's talk about Lightning. Now we're talking about Lightning updates. The order guide was updated on the Lightning as well, and I think probably what happened, because I got a couple of news bulletins this week. One of them is that the Lightning 20-inch wheels, or the tires for the wheels, has been updated. So they basically, on those vehicles that have the all-season tires, so the 20-inch wheels with the all-season tires, so that's an XLT 312A, the Lariat 510A, and the Lariat 511A, they are out of the all-season tires, so they are going to be switching those out with the optional all-terrain tire, which is what I have on mine. No cost difference there, same price on it. They just want to make sure people know that you're going to be getting all-terrain tires instead of all-season tires with orders with that on there. So I don't think that's a huge deal. Hopefully people don't. Maybe it's less mileage. I don't know. But I wanted it because I wanted to be able to have better traction in the snow so I could actually drive it instead of my Bronco. So, all right. 23 model year F-150 Lightning Advanced Security Package. So this has been also added. It says certain 23 model year F-150 Lightning trucks will be equipped with Advanced Security Package Inclination Intrusion Sensor Removal. Trucks with the removal option remain equipped with a perimeter alarm and the passive anti-theft system. So passive anti-theft system basically means only that coded key can start the vehicle. So just keep that in mind. That's what that is. So it'll still have that. And the perimeter alarm, which usually is like if you shake the vehicle, the perimeter alarm will go off. But then intrusion sensors would be if they were to break the glass and put your hands inside, it senses there's something inside when the vehicle's locked, as well as if you jack the front or the back up to take the wheels. Those sensors will be taken off of those vehicles. So, and it does say it's to existing Lariat and Platinum orders that have not been built. We'll have option 16P added to the order on October 28th, which happened this last week. So then it says, and then option code 16P will be required on all new 23 Lightning, Lariat, and Platinum orders through the remainder of the model year. So there you go. That'll need to be added. So we'll need to look at our orders and make sure. A lot of times, if it's not on there when they try to schedule it, they'll just add that option to your orders. Maverick 23 Maverick order guide was updated as well. Not a big deal here. So it says they revised the wording. It says Tremor Off-Road and Tremor Off-Road Plus appearance packages are not available for fleet orders. And I'm okay with that. They also revised and said that the bed divider kit which is a dealer installed option, now requires the bed tie down locking rails 61D. You can get those afterwards, folks, just so you know. All right. That's all I have on that. Let's talk about the build and price updates. I just want to real quickly, because I'm getting confused on which ones I've talked about in the past. So I want to go over here to the website. Here we go. And let's just go through on which build and prices are available for what models and which ones aren't. So 22 EcoSport, it's going away. We have, I think, 3 or 4 left, and then they're discontinuing that model altogether. 23 Escape or build and price is up to date, and it's on live. 23 Bronco Sports live. The 22 Bronco is live. I don't know why they're waiting to put the wording on there. 23 Explorer is live. 22 Edge is not. So you cannot build and price out a 22 Edge yet, or 23 Edge yet. So that is not up to date. Mach-E, you can order online now for 23, other than the Select, which we talked about in the past. The 23 Expedition is also build and price is available. For the trucks, pretty much everything. 23 Maverick is live. 23 Ranger's live. 23 F-150. 23 Transit is not live. 23 Super Duty is live, kind of. And I say kind of. If you watch my videos, you can tell they're missing out. They don't have images for anything. So they have if you have just the standard equipment truck is about all they have images for right now. If you add any of the packages that come with different wheels or different look, it's not updating any of the images, so it's halfway there. So there's still a lot they need to work. They need a lot of work to do on this. 23 Lightning is building prices up. 23 E-Transit as well as 23 Transit is up and going for your cars. 23 Mustang is not up and live yet. Let's go looking at electrified for a second. You do have, of course, anything that's hybrid, plug-in hybrid, or electric will be under the electrified. And you can see there, Maverick is up to date. We do have the ST line. Actually, I'm going to go on a little soapbox here in just a little bit here. So I'm going to get ready with my button here. But we do have the hybrid 21 or 23 F-150 Escape. The plug-in hybrid is available. Plug-in hybrid is its own trim this year. It is not like before as a different trims. It's its own trim. 23 Lightning, Mach-E, E-Transit, and Explorer Limited. So here's my beef. So why is Maverick so popular? Well, because you can get a hybrid truck or vehicle at $22,000, right? Escape, $37,900. What? Although I will tell you, they do have an ST line. Hybrid is available in the ST line, as well as their Select and their Elite. We'll be going through those order guides this week and next week. But you'll notice that plug-in $27,500. That's not bad, right? I mean, actually, I think the plug-in is the best of both worlds, because you can go in all electric mode in town. Should have a range of about 20 to 30 miles. Go in all electric mode to and from work. But then if you need to go out of town on the weekend, you have gas. It's basically a hybrid otherwise. So I think that's the best of both worlds. And then you have these vehicles. Explorer, you got to go clear up to Limited to get a hybrid Explorer. So I got to go $47,000 on a third row seat to get a hybrid. So if they would make a hybrid, in my opinion, an Escape base model or even Escape Active at just under 30, they would probably sell a lot more of them. The reason the Maverick is being sold is because of that. So anyway, there you go. I didn't even put my image up. Oh well. So, all right. So back to it. So other than that, okay. Ford news. I did put some links down below. So I know you guys have lots of questions for me, and we'll get to the questions in just a second. So, but Ford news, there is an article this week is SEMA. So that is like an aftermarket convention in a sense, where people that are doing custom ads and custom builds to vehicles, they'll go to Vegas and they'll present theirs. There's like so there's an article in the description if you want to check it out by Car Scoop, where they talked about 9 concepts that Ford's going to have at SEMA, or at least I don't know if Ford will have them, but there'll be Ford vehicles that'll be there. There is one they mentioned about the F-150 Lightning with solar panels. I'm very interested in that. I think it's only a matter of time before we're going to see a bed cover, like a trifold bed cover with solar panels that can be pumped right into my battery, and I can go a lot further than 300 miles. I'm looking forward to that. All right, so let's get into the is it true for this week. All right, is Ford canceling the Bronco Heritage Limited Edition? So some people said that Ford has canceled their order on a Heritage Limited Edition. And let me go on to see what this is all about. So I did a link in the description, the Ford Authority article, because I'm going to read it word for word, and I don't want no plagiarism here. I did get this from Ford Authority, and I'm going to read it off. The link to that article is down in the description, to give them credit for that. But we're going to come ahead and talk about this for a second. So let me put some images up so you don't just look at me. So there you go. So the 2023 Ford Bronco and the Bronco Sport Heritage variants were revealed back in August as retro-inspired throwbacks to the original 1966 model, adding a host of special features, including a series of white accents. However, while 2023 Bronco orders in general are limited to carryover order holders and dealer stock only, not to new customers. Hold on a second. They're wrong there. We'll get into that in just a little bit. There is an important asterisk that pertains to the 2023 Ford Bronco Heritage Limited Edition. It's only available as dealer stock, not for retail orders, as Bronco Nation recently reminded us. So it says this is an important distinction, as Ford Motor Company retail ordering system apparently let some customers order a 2023 Ford Bronco Heritage Limited Edition, and the automaker even sent the order confirmation emails afterwards. However, those orders have already been canceled or will be canceled, which means that those customers will want to ensure that they change their order to another trim level before November 21st. I'd probably do it right away if I were you, as all carryover orders not converted by November or not converted to the 23 model year will be canceled on that date, and they are correct on that. So basically, you're going to have till the 21st. If you don't convert that, move that from a 99 down, it'll be canceled order. And yeah, there is a glitch. I noticed earlier I was able to order a stock Heritage Limited, but they're not going to They're not going to give those. They will cancel those orders eventually. So let me go on and we'll come back to this. Give you a couple more graphics from the article. It says Ford will produce a grand total of 3,932 Bronco Heritage Limited Edition models across 2 model years, which consist of 1,966 two-door and 1,966 four-door SUVs. Dealers are expected to get at least 1 unit each year for either the 2023 or 2024 model year, or they'll be allowed to sell those units to anyone. Neither the Heritage nor the Heritage Limited will be eligible for planned pricing, however, which is often the case in limited production vehicles. Okay. I also want to preface right there that they're wrong on that too. They are correct on the Heritage Limited. That is not going to be available for planned pricing, but Heritage Edition will be available for planned pricing. We have 3 Heritage Editions for people with carryover units. One of them was an employee, and they were able to have the D plan put in there, and all the prices were showing correctly on those. So on the Heritage Edition, you can get the planned pricing on those. All right, let me continue. It says the Heritage Edition models will be getting the dual top option, which consists of a black soft top and Oxford white painted hard top. That's going to be an option, by the way. While the Heritage Limited will be available in a new model or a new color, peak blue, for the 2024 model year. Meanwhile, Bronco dealer stock in general remains in short supply, which means that it is likely won't be easy to find a Heritage Limited model, particularly at sticker price. Yeah, you're not going to see one at sticker price. So a couple things to note there. In that bulk of that, yes, they are totally correct. You want to make sure that if by chance you were able to, for one, dealers don't let your customers pick the Heritage Limited Edition. They mentioned this a dealer stock, and they're kind of correct, but the dealers won't be able to pick their configuration. So that's one thing they didn't kind of highlight in here, is that the way this is going to work is Ford has already said that dealers will get one unit of the Heritage Limited Edition between 23 and 24. We're going to get ours in 23. We've already been given the allocation, said that we're going to be given one allocation. Some dealers might get lucky and get 2, because they are going to make 3,900 over 2 years, and there's about 3,200 dealers. So some dealers will get 2, about 500 probably get 2. So it's the top dealers probably in the country. And so, but with that, they won't be able to choose 2-door or 4-door. They won't be able to choose the color. They're going to basically get what they get. So, and technically, in a sense, it will be a dealer stock, and that is true, but it'd be kind of like a demo, kind of like a dealer, an EV dealer gets a Lightning as a demo, right? They're given that. They don't get to choose how it's built. This is what you get, and then after 6 months you can sell it. Whereas this one, they're going to give you what you get. You don't get to pick color or anything, and you can sell it right away. And then you could sell it to one of your customers. So how are you going to be able to get your hands on one of these? You're going to have to try to find a dealership that hasn't allocated that out to a customer and doesn't plan to sell it. More than likely, ours is probably not going to be sold. We're probably not going to sell it to a customer and try to pick somebody and have somebody do that. We're probably going to keep it. Kind of like we did with our Ford GT, so that kind of thing. So that's probably what we'll do. But just want to preference that. One of the things they did say in here is that, however, the 23 Bronco orders in general are limited to carryover order holders and dealer stock only, not new customers. That is not right. That is not accurate. We did find out today in our dealer meeting that they basically went over wholesale. They said they did ask the question to our Ford rep or head of the region, whatever it might be, and asked them, when are we going to be able to put in a new 2023 order? And he said February. Last they heard, it'll be around February. So we will be able to put in new 2023 orders. So hopefully, if you read that article, you're not feeling like you're going to be out anything. You will be able to order. You will be able to get one. So keep that in mind. All right, to our topic, and I know I'm going on. It's 7:50, but let's talk about this because I'm getting a lot of things, and it's frustrating for me that I'm trying to help customers out and trying to help them work with their dealerships and such. And even having some say, hey, can my dealer reach out to you? And I don't mind doing that. And they can call me. Pretty busy sometimes. I have a lot of questions that I answer. But this information is very easily readable to everybody. So basically the topic says, how can dealers stay up to date on Ford news related to orders? To ordered vehicles, right? How do you stay up to date? So I read today probably 6 different articles, 6 different dealer memos that went out within the last week, right? That I went through and I was able to find and get those orders. Anybody at any dealership can do the same thing that I'm going to do. And I'm going to show you, if you're a dealer out there, how to find that, right? So there is a dealer website for dealers where we do training, certification, all this other stuff where we have to go to input and get smart Vincent and get incentives. And it's basically our link to Ford Motor Company, right? And that is called fmcdealer.com. Any dealership employee has gone there to do their STARS training and to get certified to be able to sell a Ford vehicle, right? So where is this message? Where are you finding these? If you just log into the main website, it's right there on the main page. Right, and I'm not showing the whole page because I don't know if I can. I don't know if Ford's going to be upset that I'm even showing this part. It's right on the main page. Message center, right in the middle. I mean, smack dab in the middle. If you don't see it, then you're conditioning yourself to always go to the left side and find out what you're looking for when you go to that website. But this website goes through, and it usually goes through and keeps these up to date. Once they get to so many, then they refresh it and go have more at the top, and they push them all down to the bottom. As you can see right here, I screenshotted this afternoon. These are all the dealer ones. And if you'll notice the subject on those are ones that I covered tonight, right? So this is readily available. For me, it's like frustrating because I'm like, it's right there. How do you not see this? Boom, it's there. So for a long time, I would go and I would log into FMC Dealer every morning. It was part of the task that I would do. I'd come in, I'd go there, I'd see if there's anything new, right? And see if I can stay up to date on information, right? That's what I do. At one point, I figured out, hey, there's got to be a way to get this information. Surely when it pops on there, I can get some sort of notification. Yes. So let me show you dealers out there how you can set up notifications to get this information immediately when it goes on the website without having to be on the website. So if you go up to that same homepage and up in the right-hand corner, I'm actually going to do 3 different clips here. Upper right-hand corner at the very top, there's a little gear up there. It's that one. It's clear on the right up there. You're looking at right there. You click on that gear and you see something like this shows up, right? That shows up. And if you go down to the 5th one down, it says email preferences. Click on email preferences. This is what you see. Message center, alerts, immediate and daily. I clicked them both. Save. Done. Now, every day when I get a memo comes out, I get an email. There you go. How did I know about the Maverick? Because I got an email at 4:05 that went live. And so I was able to find it. So again, this is not, I guess I get a little frustrating because it's not that complicated to read through it and read exactly what it says so you can update your customers. And even Ford says, please reach out. I mean, a lot of these news bulletins, let me read this one. Some of these here have, like the one for Maverick, right? It usually has actions required right there, actions requested. Right? That means those are the things that you need to do to help your customers best get their orders, right? Then there's usually a summary, right? What needs to happen, right? And then sometimes there's even key dates like there was on the Maverick. I'm not that intelligent, folks. I'm just telling you, I'm not that smart. I can figure it out. Y'all can figure it out too. But the reason I changed, originally I was going to talk about price protection and how Ford could come up a better way to make sure every dealership's doing it the same way for every dealership, no matter where they're at. Because I know price protection, some dealers are price protecting the vehicle the way they should and then get the money back from Ford. Some people are saying, nope, this is the price you're going to pay, and if Ford pays this, we'll give it to you. So there's dealerships doing it two different ways. I was going to talk about that. But today I was on the call, and there's a lot of dealers on there that were asking questions, and I'm like, all right, have they not been watching any of the news bulletins that have been going out in the last week on Super Duty and that stuff? They were asking a lot of questions, and I'm going, now I can see your guys' frustration out there because I see a lot of people that are frustrated with their dealers, and now I know why. And if they would just take 5 minutes at the beginning of their day and look on website and see what news bulletins are out there, they stay up to date on this. And the reason I want to say this, hopefully there's dealers out there. This is very simple. It's very easy to do. It's not complicated. And then you can get with your customers and you can get them updated. So you can update their order so their order gets scheduled quicker. And that helps your customers get their order quicker, right? Then you don't have to keep going them back and forth and telling them there's no update. I can't do anything about it. I'm like, and sometimes it's a hard call. Sometimes you got to call a customer and say, I hate to tell you this, but because of part constraints, they're having us remove the heated mirrors off of your vehicle. And customers may be upset about it and say, well, there's not much I can do. It's a part issue that they're just out of parts. If you want your schedule, we're going to have to take that off. We can leave it on if you want and see how it happens. But at this point, I would take it off if you want to get your truck. And then you leave it up to the customer, right? So sometimes Ford doesn't leave it up to the customers. They just take it off and you don't have an option. But they'll usually give you a dealer memo that tells you to tell your customers that we had to do this, right? And so hopefully this helps you out, helps everybody out there, and do that. So let's go ahead and open up the questions. But tonight I've had several rants here. Sorry, folks, for that. But it's I'm out here helping you guys out and trying to get you guys all the answers that I can for you. And I can do that all day long, but so can your dealers. And so I know some of you, get frustrated with your dealers because you go in and you ask them and they don't know. And some of these salespeople, and maybe even here at our dealership as well, we have sales guys that they don't go in there and read those bulletins, but it is up to the managers at those dealerships to do that and then get the word out. And that's what, I actually give the guys my notes from the live stream here. I actually give those, and we put those on the guys' desk every Wednesday morning. So they have the update. So at least once a week, they get updated, like you guys are getting updated with that information as well. But not all dealers do that. So hopefully that helps out. So. All right. So Ricky said, do Vikings fans get a special discount? No. Detroit Lions fans don't even get a special discount. I don't know. Maybe they do. All right. Mike said, UT Vols football, #1 in playoff ranking, at least for 1 week. Yeah, we know how that works, right? 1 week. We'll see. Hopefully they do well. So, and I haven't been following it too much. I was following KU football for a while. They had a bye week this last week, so we'll see. They need one more win to get to a bowl, which they haven't done in a long time, and that'd be great for them and football. But all right, Nathan said, I have a canceled 2022 order. Can I have my dealer add packages or changes before submitting the new order? Okay, so the dealer, I might be confused on that. The dealer does not actually submit the order. Ford will do that. So basically what's going to happen is one day they're going to come into work and your order, which was a 22, will also be in there as a 23 order, exactly the way you ordered it in 22. Okay. Other than if you had the Velocity Blue, then it won't be. So it'll be Atlas Blue. So that's what's going to happen. So your dealer doesn't actually put the order in, but the order is going to be in as a priority 99, which means it will not be scheduled as a 99. It won't ever get scheduled as a 99. So your dealer will need to go through, update your order. So yes, your orders can be updated. If that's your main question, orders can be updated. And then, so you want to do that. And then you want to make sure that they put it from a 99 down to a 10 to 19. They just will put it as a 10. And Ford will pull it down under a 10 probably. I'm not sure when they do that or if we need to. My plan is that when we update our orders, I'm going to start sending those to our our person for inventory and saying, okay, this has now been updated. It is ready for you to put it as a priority 2, and I'm going to just push it onto them on that case. So there you go. So that's how that should happen. Whoa, just popped up. All right. So John says, for price protection as part of the COVP, make the dealer submit a signed buyer's order listing everything that is going to be charged, less government fees, problem solved. Correct. You're right on there. So one of the things that they mentioned is that orders aren't going to be overlooked because they're not price protected, or because they're not COVP'd. But COVP is going to give them the price protection. That Ford will not give the dealership the difference for the price increase unless it's a COVP order. So, Kip, thanks for the donation. Appreciate that. All right. Caleb said, how many Mavericks do you have previewing? 3. I looked. But it could change. Last week it was like 15 one day and it was 9 the next, and then I think we ended up having 9 last week that scheduled. So right now I think those numbers are real small because they're going to launch the model with some dealer and some other, probably some units to give to the media and such like that. That kind of thing to test drive, to just test their production line out before going full production with vehicles that are going to customers. So keep that in mind to those first ones. So that's why they're starting production on 11/23, but you notice the build dates they're scheduling for is 12/12. That's because those first couple weeks is all going to be kind of getting through. At least the first week I know is going to be like some stocks and such like that to dealers. So anyway. Do you have a low? There must be more to that. I'll have to wait. Give me a little more information. Zoom Junior. All right. John said, make sure you put the @Law McArthur, and if you're not on a desktop, maybe make sure you spell it @Law McArthur, and McArthur is it's right there on my screen. It's right here. Oop, McArthur spelled right there. Law McArthur. That's how it's spelled. All right, my Maverick 23 order is the same as the unscheduled 22 order. Will that cause a problem in Ford's ordering system? My Maverick 23 order is the same as the unscheduled 22 order. Okay, so if you have a 23 order in there and you had an unscheduled 22 order, so when we're talking about what's going on with this canceled orders, that's on people had a scheduled order, not an unscheduled order. So that is not a problem. So no, because those 22 unscheduled orders will get removed out of the system. So no, it's fine. What we're really talking about are people that actually got a scheduled build date and were scheduled to be built in like November that aren't going to get built now. And so they're going to cancel those orders. Those are the only orders duplicating over. If you had a carryover or an unscheduled order, hopefully your dealer should put that in there, which they did for you. So that one's not going to be an issue right there. Dang, my screen keeps moving on me. Okay. See if I can find, I don't want to miss anybody's questions. There we go. All right. So Vol said, will you post any significant changes to the 23 Maverick constraint list if and when they occur? We're supposed to get that information today, and I can look here in a second, see if I did get an email for it yet. But otherwise, yeah, we'll go over constraint list and any information. Didn't have a lot of updated information from the what they call the wholesale deck for this month. No cool information. So now that they're doing a national level, it's kind of I won't tell you my opinion on that. Anyway, it says your initial list was published during the 9/13 live stream. Yeah, let me just take a second and see if I got any information yet. Where was that? Okay, here's all the emails since I usually spend like the 2 hours right before the live stream just getting ready, and so I disregard my emails. So let me see. Yep, we don't have that information yet, so hopefully we'll get that information by tomorrow. So next week we'll be covering that information, or on the Thursday, if you get on Facebook Live, I'll probably cover it there if we have it by then. All right, Zoom Zoom Jr. said, do you have a good local person to wrap a vehicle? We do. We do have a company. We actually, Law McArthur has some companies that the owners, there's like several different owners that go in and they own several different things, a couple of used car lots in town, as well as a company that does signs and such and vinyls for a lot of our different extra packages and such, and they're the ones that actually put the vinyl on my truck. And so, yeah, that's we usually use them. So, in fact, we had someone that actually did a full vehicle wrap on their Maverick because race red wasn't available, and all their fleet Super Duties are race red. So they actually wrapped their white Maverick in race red. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. Renee says, my 23 Maverick is scheduled to be built December 5th. Okay. You might want to update it. I guarantee you it probably says January now. How long would it take to ship? Okay, so Renee, you're one of the ones that we were just talking about earlier that yours will not get built. So unless, you're 23 Maverick. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Renee. Didn't mean to freak you out there, but yeah, I read that wrong. My 23 Maverick is scheduled to be built December 5th. Okay, so they are scheduled some for December 5th. That's awesome. Said, how long would it take to ship? So once it gets shipped out, it's usually about 4 weeks. So a lot of times if it's saying it's going to be built that week, it's going to be built one of those days that week. But again, it's at least 2 days to produce the vehicle, sometimes longer if it's going to have to go off site to get bed accessories put on it or some things like that. It goes into a different building, and it can take up to a week before it's actually released from the plant. Once it's released from the plant, you should get an ETA. And your dealer should be able to look up that ETA, and you actually should get an email once it's released from the plant, and then you'll know it's going to be, and they'll give you an ETA date window. All right. Aggie Panther Dad, thank you. It says, my 22 was built in September 22. How can I find out the exact day of the week it was built? Thanks again for the help. I think it's on your window sticker. And your dealer and your service department of your dealer can pull what they call an OASIS, and they can see what day it was built as well. So I think it's on your window sticker somewhere at the bottom. You might look on Maverick Truck Club because I know there are people that have posted threads about this. You might check on there. All right, Matt said, see you Saturday afternoon, Tim. All right, looking forward to it. We actually have Matt, you're going to be here Saturday, and we actually have another member that's going to be here to pick up his Maverick on Friday. So looking forward to both of you guys, seeing you guys Friday and Saturday. So, all right. Smoking Quack. Got an email from Ford today saying they are going to keep me updated on my XLT hybrid order, 23 every 45 days. Is this just an automated? Yes, it's just an automated. Basically, they said customers are complaining that they're not getting any communication. The only communication they got was their order was in and got nothing for months and months and months. So because of that, Ford's like, we want to make sure we keep you updated. So as long as your order isn't scheduled, we're going to send you an email every 45 days. Here you go. And it's going to be the same custom email every week or every time. So, yeah. So, all right. John said, I was more talking about preventing dealers from jacking the price up at delivery. Preventing dealers. Yeah, there's because dealers are independent, there's not much that you can really do on that, except hopefully you get a buyer's order from the dealer, and you have them and they sign it for you. So they're saying, yes, we're gonna honor this price when that vehicle comes in, and then you sign it. So until that happens, from what I understand, is legally, if both parties have to basically okay the deal. So if the dealership has you sign it, you're okaying that, yes, I'm going to get the vehicle when it comes in. But then if I sign it as a dealer, then it's a binding contract, supposedly, that you're going to do it. But that also means that you're going to have to take your vehicle when it comes in. So you want to make sure that if you're going to sign it, that you plan to purchase that vehicle. So some dealers might be nice and not hold you to that, but just keep that in mind as well. So Nathan said, thanks, Tim. Also, go Pack, go. Yeah. Bad year this year. So missing Devontae Adams, that's for sure. All right. Anthony said, have you had any Ranger XLs get scheduled? I've seen a bunch of people, Rangers 5G forums, get their XLT scheduled, but no XLs. Let's see. Well, let's just look. To be honest, we don't have a lot of Ranger orders. All right, well, let's look and see what ones we have scheduled. We only have 2 that have been scheduled to start with, and they are XLT and a Lariat. We haven't seen. I don't have an XLT that's scheduled yet. Let's just go and look and see what's unscheduled. Yeah, we only have 1 retail order in there. It's an XLT, so we don't even have an XL order. So I'm not gonna be much help there. So, all right. Brock says, I just looked at my build date was for November 14th for my XLT FX4 4K, and then I checked again and it said in production at the factory. I was not optimistic. Okay, so what's happening there is, okay, so you'll get a build date, and then when it say it's going into production, that means that the factory needs that window sticker, so they know to make sure the parts are available the next when it's ready to be ordered. So once they basically what they call is when the order is sent to the plant is wanting that. That's when they consider it going into production. So that's why some people would say, well, mine was in production for 2 weeks. Well, it really wasn't. They needed the information, they needed the plans, they needed to see how the order was ordered. By the scheduler and the scheduling system. The plant needs that stuff so they can make sure the parts are ready in there for that week of production. So usually they'll pull that the week before, and then it goes into production. So it can be a little while. So it looks like, and especially on the Mavericks, they actually were planning out what they call build out. So they wanted to slot in every possible position within that week. And so that's why I noticed that too. Basically, all of our 22s that are going to be built are already slotted into those weeks for November. So yes, that's probably accurate just because it's that way. And it'll probably say in production, but it's actually not going into production until that week. So, or that day even. Yeah. All right. James says, why are they waiting until November 30th for the canceled VINs? How is that prioritizing those okay. So they said you need to have it done by the 30th, but like I said earlier, the earlier the better. So like just with the Bronco, the same thing happened with Bronco. So they duplicated all the Bronco orders on a certain date for the 2023 orders. We had one of our sales guys that is a Bronco specialist, and he actually contacted all those order holders. As soon as they got duplicated in there, he contacted his customers and said, hey, let's get your order updated, and so we can do that. So all those orders for the Bronco we'll put in there as a priority 99. He started getting a hold of his customers. He started updating his orders coming in. Okay, I got this, and he wants this package instead. Let's update the order. Great. We updated it. We moved it from 99 down to 10. Boom. So he had like 14 orders that he had updated into the system and had them from 99 down to 10 early on. Other guys didn't always have all theirs, or customers, they're waiting for customers to call them and get a hold of them and go through their orders and update their orders. Well, guess what? That salesperson, the first week, we had 9 allocations when they started scheduling 23s. Half of them were his orders because he had those in there. So this earlier, once those orders are in there, you want to make sure you're going to your dealership. The quicker you update those and they get down to priority 10, then the quicker that they can get scheduled. So they could get scheduled as soon as that. Let's say it's November 9th. Actually, I got to change my calendar. November 9th is a Wednesday. So let's say that week they duplicate those in there. Maybe they won't be in there until after the end of that week. I don't know. Probably not. But that week of the 14th of November, if you have those ready to go by the 14th, they can actually be looked at to be scheduled in the middle of November. So no, they won't wait till the 30th to start scheduling those orders. They're saying that's your deadline to make those updates and put it 99, or risk a chance of that order being canceled for your customer. So that's basically a deadline for them to make sure that's updated by that date. But yeah, they will get scheduled ahead of time. So as soon as you put it in there, they did the same thing with Bronco. That's the only reason I know that. So, all right, Vol says, did both retail and stock Mavericks sell? Retail and stock Mavericks sell. Retail and stock Mavericks. I'm confused. We do have a couple of Mavericks that came available that customers didn't take. They're all EcoBoost. If you guys want an EcoBoost, those don't seem to sell right now. Here's my. Let's talk about that for a second. Normally, I would talk about with the members, but let's talk about that for a second. One thing we're seeing is when we have Mavericks that become available, the hybrids, boom, gone. Doesn't matter. I mean, we have them priced $7,500 over. They don't last 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Sometimes the guys put it on Facebook and it's gone. Even by the time they put it on Facebook, somebody else says, "Yep, got it, sold." But on the EcoBoost, I mean, we put it on Facebook. I mean, it takes 24 hours before the vehicle's there. I can put it on the website. I get on the website. I get it pictured. I mean, they're not selling. So I see the price on the EcoBoost coming down to earth. So if you're looking to get a Maverick and you're okay with getting an EcoBoost, I think you can get a good deal out on one right now. We have a first edition EcoBoost all-wheel drive that we've had for about 2 weeks. No one's bought it yet, and we'll take offers. We don't want those to be like that. We want to get them moving. We got to keep them moving, right? So that's what I'm seeing anyway. All right, Willie said current Ford allocation system and ICE vehicle custom order system seems to contradict each other and doesn't seem sustainable long term by having buyers wait 1 to 3 years for an order. Current Ford allocation system, ICE vehicle. Okay, so yeah, I mean, the allocation system has been this way I've been here for 21 years. It's been this way all along. Usually, a lot of people didn't know you could do a custom order. I mean, I've been doing custom orders for, 10, 12 years. You've been always able to put in a custom order. And most time, because not a lot of people know that, you could put a custom order in, and your dealership wouldn't have, if they don't have custom orders, you'd get scheduled really quick. And we usually could tell customers 6 to 8 weeks and you'd have it. I mean, even my dad, right before COVID hit, he ordered an F-150 and he got it in 8 weeks. But then once the factory started saying, we're going to do the retail orders first. If you want one because of constraints, we're not going to be able to build all the stock ones. But if you have retail orders in there, then we'll build them. Well, guess what we did as a dealership? We told customers that, look, if you want one built, here's what you have, the little few vehicles we have to pick from out on our lot. We're going to need to order you one if you want to get one. Well, because of that, it flooded the orders with retail orders. And that's why we're seeing it taking so long. And then we see new products, great products that Ford's put out. You got the Ford Maverick that came out. Everybody wants, just like the reason I mentioned earlier, because it's a hybrid, the cheapest hybrid out there on the market by any manufacturer right now, right? Then you have a great Bronco, which is very popular. Jeep is outselling a lot of manufacturers because people want these cool off-road looking vehicles, right? We see people with F-150s all the time, jack them up, put big tires on it. I did it myself. I put a level kit and lift kit on my truck and some nice wheels and tires. It look cool, off-road. Everybody wants that. Bronco, hot product. Bronco Sport, hot product. Even Bronco Sport's one you can actually get pretty quick right now, by the way. And then you see the Lightning. You see these vehicles that are very hot right now because they're a great product, but you can get them fairly quickly. I mean, I felt like that I got my Bronco, I ordered it in January and got it in October. That's not too bad. I think 9 months for a vehicle that's a brand new release vehicle in that first year, I think that's actually pretty decent. But you are right. I mean, it is different for an ICE versus an EV. There are a lot of people, look at Tesla owners, they put an order in for an EV, and I don't know because I've never ordered a Tesla, but from what I understand, it's taking years to get one that you order, and you're willing to wait. So that's what's happening. Now, people that are once they can order on the Lightning, they're seeing them probably within 3 months. So once you can put in that order, you're seeing 2 to 3 months of getting it in your driveway. And I would say that's the case. My Lightning, one of the first ones, I think I ordered in March, and I had it in late June. Maybe it was 1st of July. Some people might remember that. So it wasn't but a couple months. So that's what we're kind of seeing right now. So Hopefully it can speed that up. Again, it has to do with part constraints. I mean, we're seeing things being taken off vehicles because the parts and the availability of getting parts, it's not something that the manufacturers are putting out there and having issues with. It's real. It's a real situation. It's not a story so that Ford can say this is why it's taken so long to get your vehicle. It's true. It's factual. I mean, they can't make the hybrid motors fast enough to build all the Mavericks that they have orders for. So it's just the case. But keep this in mind too. Ford outsold all the other manufacturers last month, right? So they're still, even though they're delaying and it's taking a while to get theirs, they're still building them faster than the other manufacturers are. So, take it with what you want there. Wow, I think I'm missing a lot of comments here because mine shifted down. There we go. Finally got to where I was at. So Sarah said, any update on whether or not the financing terms will be protected? No, they typically will not. They cannot carry those over and protect them from one model year to the next. Anytime, if you get an unscheduled order from 22, they won't price protect. They won't protect any of the incentives for the next year. That's one of the reasons they give you the private offer. So like on the I think hybrid owners are getting what, $2,750 rebate. The price did not increase $2,700. I don't believe. People correct me if I'm wrong. Some of that money is supposed to help cover because they couldn't honor the price, the rates, right? So rates are not going to carry over. So they usually don't from one model year to the next. So, all right. Martin said, can you show us what a COVP printout looks like? Some dealers provide a customer quote, and if it has a disclaimer at the bottom to allow price adjustments. I don't know if I have any actual. What we get when you do a COVP order, you submit it. The person that submits it, there's one person at the dealership that submits that for COVP. They get an email of the approval. That's about all I could show. And okay, I can't get this scrolled up enough to be able to block here. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can do this, because I don't want you guys emailing our person here. There you go. I'll show you this. See if we can get this to work. Oh wait, you can't see that screen anyway. Well, never mind. Let me see if I can pull this in. Well, I can't get that pulled up right now, so because I'm on the wrong screen here. So anyway, but yeah, basically there isn't any information at the bottom about price protection. I actually showed an image of this before, and it has the dates, program headquarters, and it just says, thank you for submitting the order into COVP program. The order has been received and verified by the program headquarters and will be scheduled for production when possible. Below is your authorization number to be claimed in Smart Vincent at time of delivery. Thank you again for participating in the customer order verification program. And when you enter that number in, that's when you get that price protection that he's talking about. So without that number, that authorization number, that's why dealerships that aren't putting orders in COVP, they probably will not give those customers price protection because of that. So you will need to have that. So, but that's the only email we have. So there's nothing else at the bottom, I believe, but I think maybe that's what you're talking about there. All right. Okay. What report should I ask for to make sure the 22 model year cancels is now a good 23 order? There's not a report. Yeah, I kind of showed how dealers can pull theirs to see what they have to make sure there's no duplicate orders in there. But you just go in and talk to your dealer and say, hey, here's my order number for my 22 order. It's being canceled and we put it as a 23. Do you have any 23 orders with my order number? And if they do, then they need to change that order number. You might let them know that and say, well, Ford's going to be putting my 22 order is a 23, but if you have an order number with the exact same number, then it won't happen. The system won't be able to do it, and the order won't get put in there. So just can you verify that you don't have a 23 order with that same order number, and just make sure they do that. So dealers should be doing that themselves and getting back to you, but we know how that works sometimes, right, guys? All right. What all besides how many Mavericks sales a dealer had the previous year goes into calculating how many allocations a dealer gets? Oh boy. I did an episode on this. I talked about this probably a couple months ago. So you might look back in our live stream episodes that we have, because we actually talked about the allocations, how allocations are calculated for dealerships. So a lot of things go into that. Basically, how many vehicles you sell for that product line for the last year based on other dealerships within your region. That's how that works. So like for us, we have the most Maverick sales in our region by almost triple year to date than any other dealership. Number 2, Granger Ford, I think year to date is just over 100. We're at 316 for the year. So we're triple what they are. So who's going to get the most allocations for Maverick? It's going to be us because of that. So same way why we get a lot of Super Duty and F-150 allocations, it's because we sell a lot of F-150s based on other dealerships within our region. So the region earns allocations, and then they're divided out by dealerships that have the share of that region's sales in the past year. So that's usually how that works. Thank you, Aggie Panther Dad, for the $5 donation. I appreciate that. All right, Greg said, have a 22 to be built November 14th week. I just got a 23 notification that it will be built December 5th week. Will the 22 order be canceled or just get the 20? You might double check. I bet you that order is not actually December 5th if you can have your dealer look it up. We don't have any 22s being built any later than November 23rd. So if you have a 22 order, then I got a 23 notification. So maybe the dealership put in a 23 order for you. That'd be the only thing that I'm wondering, is if they just looked at ones that were not built yet and they put a 23 order in for you. That's the only other thing I can think about there. But there aren't any 22s being built after November 25th. That's what they said. All right. How far behind constraints are hybrid engines? Well, they're going to build the hybrids at about a 35% of hybrids. So for every 10 hybrid, or every 100 hybrids, or every 100 Mavericks that they're going to build in a certain time frame, 35 will be hybrid, 65 will be EcoBoost. So, all right, Doug says, is the Copilot 360 still a constraint? I removed it from my 22 Maverick hybrid XLT order in July. I order will be canceled. Can I add it back in? Yes, you can add it back in. 60% is a pretty good number. I mean, for me, if I were looking at it 60%, I would take the chances there. And especially since you'll have a higher priority, definitely would put it back on your order if I were you. So if that's something you wanted, it's a much higher take rate at 60%. Again, that'd be close to an EcoBoost. That's a really good take rate there. And so I would probably put it back on your order, especially again, since you're going to be prioritized over other ones. So anybody else with a similar build to yours is going to get looked at first. All right. Law McArthur, my neighbor got a build date from Ford for his trimmer, 23 build week of December 5th, 2022. My wife is now waiting for hers from Law McArthur. Any 12.5 23s at Law McArthur? Don't know. I think all of ours were the week of 12/12, if I remember right. I might be wrong. Let's look at 23s. And scheduled today. Shouldn't have a 23 scheduled today. All right, so we have 9. And it won't actually, can't move that. I'd have to click on each one. 12.5. 12.5. I guess they are built for, oh, there's a 12.12. Ooh, that one actually says it's going to be one of the first ones built in the production line. It's actually built scheduled to the date of November 25th. It's going to actually be, there's a customer's hybrid actually that is scheduled to be built 11/25. There's a 12 week of 12/5. There's another week of 11/28. week of 11/28. Am I boring you yet? 12/12 and 12/12. So if that helps out, there you go. All right. Oh, and the if you want to know on all those, the trimmers, we have 4 trimmers that are scheduled. 11/28, 11/28, and 12/12, 12/12. So we do have 2 trimmers scheduled to be built the week of 11/28. So there you go. All right. Okay. John said, questions from Maverick Truck Club. Model year 22 XL has a moonroof. How is this handled in the transitions since the 23 XL no longer offers moonroof? You will not get moonroof. There you go. Yep, if it's not available in 23, you won't have it. Just like Velocity Blue. If you had a Velocity Blue in 22, when it gets converted over to 23, they'll change that color to Atlas Blue. So you'll either have to go with that color or pick a new color. Same way with that. An XL comes over. If you had it with a moonroof, it won't have a moonroof. So it won't be able to be built that way. But you will have cruise. So if that makes you feel any better, you'll have cruise control, which you wouldn't have had in 22, right? Hey. Got to spin the positive, baby. So, all right, what is that is what I want a full wrap because I want green. Ooh, yeah, that would look good. They're expensive. I think it costs close to $2,500 for that customer to have put a wrap on his Maverick. So just to let you know. I don't know what other companies charge, but that's what I heard. But all right, so Jocelyn said, my dealer contacted me today about cancel 22 and said he would have me come in again and sign papers for the 23 order once Ford put new 23 order as a priority 99 and will change number again. Well, I don't know if we have to do COVP paperwork on those because it's closed. So what was it? I think they all had to be COVP'd by October something. So I don't think we're able to submit a Maverick COVP. So I don't know if we're going to have to COVP the 23 orders. They should get scheduled, so they shouldn't have to worry about price protection. We shouldn't see that go up yet for a little while, but we'll have to find out. They didn't mention that at all in there. All right, John said, shout out for a good dealership. Salesman Lucas Isaac at Morse Grand Ledge, Michigan. Is it Ledge or Lodge? Called me and offered 22 Maverick FX4 unclaimed, and I was able to purchase it for MSRP. Love the Maverick. There you go. Good dealership. All right, good. Morris Grand Lodge or Ledge, Michigan. Anyway, good dealer there. All right, thanks, John. All right, John said, will the dealer be producing a new dealer order? Yes, you will get a new door. Anytime that you make any changes, you make a change to the priority code, that initiates a new order, a door update. So once that order gets put in there and they take it from 99 to 10, that'll initiate a DORA. They usually are printed about a day later. So there you go. So yes, you'll get a new DORA. I got the same email today about the delay. Yep, I got a bunch of them actually, because I get copied in on anybody that I put in orders for. I always just add mine, and so I got a bunch of emails. I didn't even know what orders they went to, so I wasn't able to tell. They all said the same thing though. Justin said, should I expect my scheduling email on Thursdays if it's coming? Also, how many weeks are they scheduling Mavericks this year? November to December? I don't know. They don't even probably know exactly what I mean, they might have a prediction of what their plan is. Usually they like to produce into like September, most years. They went longer this year because they had those in there and they needed to get more built. So probably produce into September is my assumption there. So which is another reason why they, capped off those orders so quickly too. But yeah, so, all right. Bill said, are 22 Corsair GT orders being moved to 23? That I don't know. They haven't reported anything yet. They haven't told us that that's happening. In fact, you can still put in a 22 Corsair order right now. So, which is crazy. But I don't think so. They don't plan to carry those over. So I don't think they're gonna. I would assume yours is gonna get scheduled, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. I don't know for sure. All right. Justin said she should. I expect a scheduled build date on Thursdays. Also, how many more weeks this year are they scheduling Mavericks? They schedule. Well, production dates they'll produce every day every day through the year. I think that probably around Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's, they shut the plants down. I don't know for sure, but I know they don't schedule those weeks for production. Of course, remember they're scheduling in advance. So if they're scheduling like this month, which is November, they're scheduling for December build dates, right? Okay, we already know that. So they're scheduling out about 6 to 8 weeks in advance for production dates. So there's still plenty to schedule out. Now, somebody, what was it on Thursdays? Whether or not the scheduled build day email will go out, I don't know. I do know that the people that got them, the 9 people that got them this last week, they did get an email. So maybe they're going to go back to that. I know for a while they stopped doing that because they kept delaying orders, and so they stopped doing it. But maybe, hopefully, they'll go back to that because that'd be really nice. Because otherwise, I have to email them, all of our customers. So, all right. Ed said, "What make the dealer pass along the price protection to the customer and not just keep the rebate check from Ford?" They could if they want to. They really could. And some dealerships are, I believe. I think why some dealerships, instead of honoring the price and giving that to the customer, and they're saying, well, when we get a check from Ford, we'll pass it on. They know that's going to take 2 months. Their hope is that you'll forget about it. I think in some situations. I think some of the dealerships just want to make sure they get their money. Maybe they can't carry that much money. I mean, we had 1 month, we had $100,000 from that was given to us by Ford for all the price protected vehicles that we price protected in that time frame. So, I mean, when we sell about 200 or about 100 new vehicles a month, $100,000, some dealerships maybe can't carry that on theirs, and maybe that's why they want to do it that way. And I could understand that, but just make sure you give it to them when it comes in. So some dealerships just don't know where that's going to. I mean, you'd be amazed. I could probably send a payment to a dealership, and this happened here. A lot of times they come and see me. They say, "Hey, is this bill? Do I need to pay this bill?" There's so many like vendors that send bills to dealers that pay them. I've seen some dealerships pay a bill for 6 months before they realized that they canceled the service a long time ago and they shouldn't have been paying it because, they're not communicating within departments. So it's crazy. So sometimes that goes into account and they don't even know it. Accounting might not know where even to put it, and they just kind of put it off to the side. So, but, some dealers, hopefully they know what they're doing. So most of them, hopefully they know what they're doing, right? All right. Okay, any other questions? See. When is Tim getting that Ford corporate regional or national VP job? They don't want me. Here's my problem is that I've actually talked to some people at Ford, and they say, we like to say more. I mean, for me, I cannot hold secrets. I can't hold a secret. If I know something, I'm like, hey, can I disclose that? I mean, I've had to do it a couple times here. I'm like, I know something, I can't tell you. I mean, I got to tell you that I know it because that just makes me feel better. But Ford doesn't want me working for them because I will leak it so many times. Just keep the reporters away if they did that. But no, I'm not going anywhere. I got roots here. I'm not moving to Detroit. Sorry, folks. I'm staying right here. I got a good thing here at this dealership, and they love me. They appreciate me, and I'm not going anywhere. So. All right. Oh, man. Moved on me again. Where was that? All right. John says, is the Maverick EV online announcement rumor in the works? Online announcement rumor in the works. You'd have to give me more information. I haven't heard of anything. It's a Maverick EV online. Oh, Maverick EV? No, that's rumors. That's rumors. We do know that they coined, I think they trademarked the name Maverick Lightning for Europe, not for the US yet. So, yeah, haven't seen that yet. All right. Flex on Maverick sales. All right. I'm way behind. All right, Tim, please check your order. Vicky, I'll check your order on Thursday. So we'll talk about that in our member special video that we do for our members. All right. Tim says, do 22 rollovers to 23 lose the previous financing? Yes, they do. Unfortunately. What's the black appearance package constraint? It's not a constraint. They're not only making them at a certain take rate. So they're going to make 10% of the vehicles be a black appearance package. So it's not that there's anything on there that's a constraint. It's just they're only going to make so many of those. Same way on the F-150 is the same way. It's a very low rate. Tremor package is a very low rate too on all models, not just a Maverick. So it's not really necessarily that. So, all right. David said, I have every package on my Lariat 23 model year. Did I mess up? Every package. So I'm assuming you have the luxury package. You have the Copilot 360 and the Copilot 360 Assist package. I'd assume. So, you know, I think not. I think that I think if you don't have the assist package, it's going to help your order. But I think most people that have the luxury package have the Copilot 360 Assist as well. So a lot of our customers, if they went that route, because you have to have the Copilot, they just went ahead and added that package for what was it, $600 for that. You know, it's probably worth it. So I don't think so. So I think it'll be a lot easier for them to produce those because they don't have to worry about those bed liners now, right? All right, I have the same order code number on my converted Bronco 2022 to 2023. Is that okay? Yeah, those are different because they actually took the order that was there already and they duplicated the order over 23 because there were no 23 orders. In this case, for us, we have, 723 orders. That's different. So this is something where this is very different. So yeah, on the Bronco, it's different because there were no 23 orders. So when they duplicated them over, there was no worry about duplicating into another order number, if that makes sense. Great question, though. Good question. Does Ford change your order code or change your order to 99, or does the dealer change to 99? No. So if you're talking about, could talk about what model we're talking about here. I'm assuming you're talking about the Maverick. So what they're going to do is they're going to take your 22 order. They're going to basically duplicate the order. They're going to copy the order over as a 23 and give it a priority 99. So they'll give it a 99. Usually a dealership cannot put an order into 99 priority. So they will take it out of 99. They'll go in and change it to, whatever, once you update the order. Because what they don't want to do is they don't want to duplicate it over as a 10. And then let's say you don't have a chance to get with your customer. And, because the XLT luxury package in 23 does not include the spray and liner, the bed rails, and the remote start, if that customer wanted those things, they duplicate it over, put it as a 10, and they don't get a chance to go and update it, and they schedule the order, the customer aren't going to have those three things on there, will they? So that's why they put it as a 99, so it won't schedule, gives them time to update the order. Some people work. Some people may not be able to get to the dealership till Saturday or get a hold of them. So it gives them time to do that, right? All right. All right. When is the sync changing to Android on the 23 Lightning? First build or job 2? You know what? I don't have any confirmation of that yet. So no confirmation on that yet. I will tell you this, that they will usually never change the order guide. There'll be an order guide change or an update to the order guide before they make any significant change to it. So if they're going to do that, they'll put it in the order guide first. So since they have not done that, we know it's not job 1. If we're lucky, it might be job 2, but before they do that, they'll let us know and update the order guide to note that it's an Android system. So I think they're struggling with that. I don't think it's going to happen in 23. That's just my opinion. But I've been wrong before, so who knows? All right, Donald says, I know it's been said before, but When will you be able to see your window sticker after the VIN number and scheduled date email? Usually when it goes into production. So when you see that it's in production, that's usually when you can see the window sticker. Because what they're doing is they're sending the order over to the factory, and the factory is printing the window sticker so that they know how it needs to be built. And they put that on the window so that they can know here's what needs to go on this vehicle, right? And so that's usually when it's available, is when it goes into production. I have a 23 Maverick hybrid order. Can I change it for a Lariat hybrid? Thanks. Well, you said Maverick hybrid, and I don't know, and change it for a Lariat hybrid. So I'm assuming maybe you meant to say XLT hybrid, I'd assume. So if you switch trims, which you can switch your trim, it will reset your order date. So if you order, let's say you have an XLT hybrid right now, and you change that trim to Lariat today, the new order date will not be September 15th, 16th, 17th. It'll be November 1st. So that kind of, in a sense, there's a couple different things that make your order be looked at and scheduled. One of them is a priority, and the other is your order date. And the other is how your order is what your order looks like, right? Those are the three things that factor in how and when and how fast your order gets scheduled. So just so you know, if you do change that, it will reset your order date. And basically, you go to the back of the line with anybody else with the same order you have with the same priority code. So if you have one at priority 15, it'll be the very last priority 15 that'll be built like that. So, chance you got to take. If you got to, especially on a hybrid, I wouldn't take that chance. Tim said the Maverick Lightning is on the way. I did not say that. You guys are fun. All right. Paul said, go to keep putting a positive spin on all things Ford. It gives the competition less hold against us shareholders. Actually, I am a shareholder. Forgot about that. I got a couple stocks. All right. Will we get a new confirmation email from Ford when they duplicate our pushed order? Probably once the dealership goes in there, confirms it, and then saves it, then you'll get the confirmation email. That would be my assumption. I assume. I don't know. I can't remember. I actually did one on a Bronco not long ago. I don't remember getting an email, though. Good question. I don't know. Guess we'll find out when it happens. Does Tim get questions from YouTube or just Facebook? So I'm answering questions live in the chat. So I'm going through the chat and reading those questions from the chat. So I'm actually not on Facebook right now. Thursday nights I'm on Facebook. So those I can answer questions on Facebook on that night. So I answer straight from the chat on the platform, and I don't stream on both at the same time. I'm not that clever. All right, 360 is the only reason I need the Lux package. Who wants heated everything in Florida? Yeah. Oh, so you're on a Lariat Lux. So yeah. I actually asked. Well, you could go 360. Oh, you can go Hold on. If you're looking at a Lariat, you don't have to have the Lux package to get the Copilot 360. You get the Lux package, you have to add the Copilot 360, but not the other way around. You can do a Lariat without the Lux and add just the Copilot 360. Now, if you want the adaptive cruise control, then yes, you have to go Lux package, which is probably the case. All right. 23 Ranger scheduling. So far, it's been pushed back a month. Any ideas on constraints for XL and XLTs of production issues? Multiple trucks, all with VINs. I will tell you that the XL, depending on what equipment group you have, I know for a fact right now, like the 101As and the Lariat 501As are struggling and that kind of thing. So it could be just the package you have and what's included in that package. That I would say XLTs, I don't know. I do know that the remote start had to be added to a bunch of orders, so maybe that's causing some issues, but I don't know for sure. Okay, just scroll down for me again. Okay. All right, David said, does adding things or taking things off your order change your order date? So there are three things that can change the order date. One is if you change your trim. The other is if you change your plan. So if you're going from like a retail, and let's say you tell the dealer, Mine should be an X plan. I got X plan pin. Can you change it to an X plan? Don't, because I found out the hard way that when you change the plan pricing to plan pricing, that changes the date as well. And let's see, what's the other thing? There's something else. Trim, body code. So if you change from like a W8E, which is a front wheel drive, to an all wheel drive on our EcoBoost, that will also change your date. So anything else, you can change packages, you can change standalone options, colors will not change anything. Don't listen to your dealers, they don't know what they're talking about. Except for me. So I have a Maverick Hybrid XL for almost a week now. It's been awesome. I waited a year to the date. Very few people I've heard that said it wasn't worth the wait. So, all right. What does the price level number mean? My 22 Bronco was at 215, and now the new price level says 315 on a converted 23 order. So yeah, usually you get a price level number. I've actually copied some over. I always keep copies of all of them. So when they make any price increases, they give it a new price level. Sometimes they may not change anything with it, that kind of thing. But every time, whenever I tell you there's been a price increase, like on Super Duty recently, there was a price increase, and it got a new price level. So it can't keep the same one. They redo it and have a new price level. So, for instance, the Lightning has 3 different price levels it has. So it started off as a PL 315. Now it's a 325. So that's kind of, and then the other one was a part 2 to 325. So, but I think they start each new model year with the next number. So I think the 22s started with a 2 and the 23s start with a 3. So 315, they usually start with 15. So 315 would be the first price level. So you're going to be good. You're good there. So, and you're going to get you're going to get a private offer for your price. You're going to get a private offer as well, being switched over from one model to your next. They just haven't disclosed what those amounts are going to be yet. Oh man, just keeps scrolling on me. All right, I got it from Raceway Ford in Riverside, California. A good dealership, by the way. Raceway Ford, yeah, they're very they're on Twitter. Good dealership there. So I've connected with them on Twitter. Raceway Ford's a good dealer as well. So, all right. Tim says, I have heard of some people who were able to order a Lightning Pro in Wave 3 after they sold out in Wave 1 by using a glitch. Will those orders make it into production? No. And they're probably teasing you anyway. It's hard to tell. Some people will say things just to get a rise out of people, I was able to order a Pro in Wave 4. That kind of thing, right? We've all seen it, right? All right, Joe said, should be getting my truck next week, debating with the extended warranty and or maintenance plan for the Maverick. Average miles I drive a year is 6K. Any advice or info? I can't really help you out because I usually trade before the warranty expires anyway. So I can't really help you out there. I haven't kept a vehicle more than 3 years in a long time since I started here, probably. So I don't know. Some people say, with a new first model year vehicle, it's not a bad idea to get a warranty. So we'll protect you and cover you. So any updates on the 23 Ford Bronco for new retail orders? I mentioned it earlier. Sorry you missed it. But yeah, I mentioned it earlier. They did say our Ford people within our region, they asked that same question, and they says looking like it'll be February because they want to get all the 22s scheduled. The carryover 22s that are going to be 23s, they want to get pretty much all of those scheduled before they take new orders, or not really before they take new orders, but have them scheduled out and then start taking orders and then getting those going as well. So they will be taking new orders. It looks like it'll be probably February or so, probably job 2, probably what they'll make it. Don't know yet whether or not the Everglades and the Heritage Edition will be available for new orders. Probably depends on how many orders they get for the 22 carryovers first, but I'm kind of hoping so. Be kind of nice to see. Actually, I might be tempted, to be honest. I may be tempted to trade in my 21 and order a 22 Heritage Edition. I'm just saying, because that's mine's a Big Ben, so it'd be basically a Big Ben with a Sasquatch, and I'd get the front locker that way. I don't know. Plus, it's pretty cool looking. I don't know. I'm tempted. All right. Where was I? And I am looking for ones with just the @ McArthur in front of them. It's on my screen. It's orange, so it highlights it. All right. Will adding Pilot 360, Copilot 360 to my Maverick Tremor delay my order? No. Now, if it's already been scheduled, you probably don't want to touch it. You can try to add it, and they will accept it or they may not. So it's really just depends. We actually today we had a Bronco that we ordered it with the tow package on it, and then we noticed that it's scheduled, and we looked at the order and it didn't have the tow package anymore. So we did put it in for a request. We'll find out tomorrow if they accept it or not. To make a change, but on that you should be able to make a change to the Copilot 360 on your trimmer, and it shouldn't. I wouldn't say it's delayed. If it hasn't been scheduled, then there's no delaying, right? All right. How long before I am able to get my master's degree in Maverick? I don't know. I'll let you know. I'm still working on mine. All right. Claire said for Maverick converted orders. When the dealers change the 99s to 10s, how will Ford know the difference of those rollovers and the other 10s that the dealer has? My assumption is that the dealers need it, because in the past when we used to make changes to an order that was an O2, that we would email them and let them know, hey, I made a change to this order. Can you put it back to party 2? And they would put in party 2. So either we're going to have to do that and email them over, or they know which ones they are. They have the record of those. So it might just be the fact that they maybe in their system are flagging when that order gets put in a 10, and then overnight, that night, it gets flipped to. I'm not sure. They actually didn't mention that part of it. I wondered that as well. That's a good question. I wondered the same thing. So. All right, Vicky, last I looked at your order, it was still setting at ramp 59 or 54 in Mexico. So last I knew. So I do know that yours is going to Arizona. It's not coming to us. It's going straight to your local dealer in Arizona. So at least it won't take long once it actually gets going. They still have the estimated dates is in a couple weeks in November. So hopefully it goes out real soon. Kip said, will I be able to know when Ford converts my 22 order over? I don't know what date they're going to do that. So my assumption is, because the memo says gave the date, the deadline of November 9th, is that my take on that is that's about when they're going to convert those over. So they're basically giving dealerships, so it says November 9th, key dates, November 9th, ensure that all new 23 orders have unique order code relative to the affected 22 order or 22 model year Maverick hybrid orders that are being carried over to 23 model year. So basically you want to give dealerships until the 9th to make sure that gets changed. So my thinking is that somewhere probably starting the 10th is when they're going to start converting those orders over. So I don't know how long that process will take. What day is the 10th? 10th is a Thursday. So I would probably say that they're going to wait. They're going to do scheduling probably that week. So probably the 11th, they'll start converting those over, and hopefully maybe have them ready by that next week to be in there. So I guess we'll have to find out. I'll email the brand manager and see if I can get a little more information and keep you updated on that. We still have, next week is the 8th. So, they're not going to do it before then. But if I can get an idea of that, that would be great. And then, of course, you just have the next deadline is the 30th to make sure they're out of Party 99, right? So, all right. Have any tremors scheduled yet? Yes. We had 4. 4 of our 9 were tremors. Can I add navigation to my canceled scheduled 22 to 23 Maverick Hybrid since it wasn't available? Yep. If it's available in 23, you can add it. Or you can, I mean, it's part of the Lariat luxury package, right? So, yeah. Can I add navigation to my canceled? Yep. If you have a 22 that's scheduled for after November 25th and it's going to be canceled and be re-put in as a 23, you'll be able to go in there and update that to whatever the order guide is for 23. So again, I encourage you guys to watch my video on what's new from 22 to 23, because some of you probably was like, well, I don't need to worry about that because mine's getting scheduled, and you probably didn't watch that video. Watch the video. I go over the things that are new and different for this year, what's available, the navigation and such like that. I did a video on that. I'm probably going to put it on Facebook because I think it needs to be relooked at again by you guys that have those orders, so you can know XL gets the cruise control now, does not get cannot have moonroof. Velocity Blue is no longer available. Atlas Blue is a new color. Didn't we have another new color? Somebody might tell me that. And then, knowing that kind of stuff, what's not included in the luxury packages anymore. The, trimmer package is new. The black appearance package is new. Some of those things that can be ordered now. Navigation being on the Lariat now with that. So now one thing I will say probably cannot be done when that order goes over. You may not be able to change your trim. Can't change your motor. You probably won't be able to change your trim unless you want to move the date back. So keep that in mind as well. You don't want that to happen, but yeah. Anyway, should be able to do anything else. So before November 30th, I'll need to contact my dealer. I would do it right away. I'll let you guys know, because especially you, Kip and I are friends. We go way back here. So definitely, Kip, I'll let you know if I see that our orders start going in there. I'll check it every day. Starting the 9th. If I see it in there, I'll let you know. But yes, definitely. We'll keep you updated. I might even do a separate video that a very short video. So just want to let everybody know if you had a Maverick, looks like those orders have been transferred over and such. When I find that out, I should know something by next Tuesday, because I'll talk to the brand manager and find out what day they're planning to move those over. If they can tell me, see. But I'll keep you updated on that. So, because you want to go in as soon as you get that orders in there, then you'll want to go into your dealership and make that, and boom, party to it. Especially if that probably doesn't happen until that day of the 10th. If they transfer those over the weekend, you want to go in on the 14th and get that updated and get it out of Party 99 so it can be looked at for scheduling. So the quicker the better, because then it can be looked at for scheduling that week of the 14th, which would be great. Because then if you wait till the end of the 30th, right, then that's 2 weeks of possible production and scheduling that you're going to miss out on, because dealerships will get allocations. And if your order is not out of 99 and down on a lower order and they have allocations, they'll select a different order. In a sense, you're being overlooked in a sense. So you're going to want to, as soon as that gets put in there, you're going to want to do that. So yeah. So hopefully I noticed, we had 9 last week. We have 3 previewing this week. I think they're trying to carry and wait and only schedule the very minimum they need to, because they want those orders are getting carried over. They are being put in there as new 23s. They're wanting them to be looked at first, and they don't want to schedule a bunch of them. And all the ones that are getting carried over are hybrids. So, we had most of ours that got scheduled were EcoBoost. So I don't know what's previewing this week. Let's look. Curious anyway, myself. So we have 3 that are previewing, and they're all hybrids, so it's hard to tell. Tomorrow will be look different. Who knows? All right. We are able to use our private offer for a Maverick EcoBoost 2022, for example, the one you have available at the dealership. That is, nope. Your private offer is only good on a 23 order. So yes, if you received a private offer because you had an unscheduled 22 order, it cannot be used on, it has to be used on a 23 order, from what I understand. So it has to be on a 2023. It may be a stock one, I don't know, but from what I understand is you had to have put a new 23 order in by a certain date. I think it was by when the order banks closed. So that private offer is only going to be available on the 23 order you put in, not on anything else. So it's not like free money to be used. So it has to be used towards a 2023 order. So hopefully hopefully that's clear there. My Lightning Pro shows heated steering wheel removal on the order status page, but I don't believe the heated steering wheel was even included on the Pro originally. Is that normal? I know heated seats is standard on a Pro. Heated steering wheel should not be on a Pro. That's weird. You sure it was heated steering wheel? I don't know. It could have been heated seats. I know was not removed, but I heard that maybe the heated mirrors is going to be, because I thought it was heated mirrors is being removed, not the heated steering wheel. My notes. While I'm looking that up, have you had any 23 Ranger orders built yet? And have you seen Azure Gray Metallic? I have not seen it in person. Looks a little darker than Area 51 to me from the pictures, but it's hard to tell. Actually looks a lot like Area 51 in my opinion. There's lightning on the tires. No, that's advanced security package. I know last week I talked about the lightning, something that's being removed. I can't remember what it was though. Any clue on how many total canceled 22 orders are being rolled over to 23? I heard it was around 5,000, 6,000 maybe. I'd like to know how many are ahead of the new 23s. I heard about 5,000 or 6,000. And Ranger orders. Somebody asked me that. Like I said, I think the only ones that we have that are scheduled. We have 2 that are scheduled to be built. I don't think they started Ranger production yet, have they? That one's scheduled to be built the week of 11/28. Ooh, and then that one's scheduled to be built November 18th. So it's coming up. So it looks like production's starting real soon. Any constraints with hardtops on Bronco? Yeah, it's still an issue. I can't remember what the number was last time. Bronco. Is it Bronco? Hardtop is 67%. That's actually pretty good take rate on the hardtop there. And that includes 2-door and 4-door, though. Keep that in mind. All right. Any clue on how many total? Okay, I already answered that. Hey, Tim, hopefully you can answer this for me. I'm wondering if I can upgrade my Ford Sync radio receiver 2022 Maverick XL EcoBoost front wheel drive. Update it to what? Within warranty? No. Yeah, I'm not sure. If you're wanting to maybe upgrade your XL to like the Sync 3, there probably is a workaround there, but it probably wouldn't be covered under any kind of warranty if you did it. All right. The reason I ordered from you, Tim, is because you keep us informed. Thank you. I only hope I get my Maverick before I go to heaven. But I assume when I get my Maverick, it'll be in heaven. Well, hopefully you get it before. Actually, you might look for those. I just noticed some of the questions in here about the Azure Gray. I think keep your eye on like Ford Authority. I think they had some images of a Raptor in Azure Gray out in the wild. Here, let me do it on this one here. Let's see if we can get it. Pull up. Let's say Ford Authority is a pretty good source there. Sometimes they get a little ahead of themselves and read into things. Hold on. I think I actually might found one. Almost looks like Area 51 here, but I don't know. I was looking to see if it showed. I don't know. Anyway, go and see. I know they did I thought they did a picture of one in azure gray, and they made a big note about that on the Raptor. If I can find it. Don't want to take a lot of time, but if you guys questions, thank you, Tim. No problem. My build week is November 16th. We're all taking bets on if we get pushed again. Now, at this point, all the dates for all those, unless you have a one after November 23rd, they're not moving. They are what they consider balanced out, means they filled all the slots. This is the day they're going to be. There might be some movement within the week, but they're not going to get pushed back anymore. So, so I would put some major money down on that one if for it. I would. So, in fact, go ahead and put me down for a 20 spot on that. I think it'll be built that week. So, all right. Is Copilot 360 no longer a major constraint if added to the Maverick Tremor order? The Copilot 360 package is, it's called the safety package. There it is, 60%. That's a pretty good number. I mean, if I was ordering right now, I'd feel comfortable putting the Copilot 360 on my order. The luxury package is at what, 30% for the XLT, right? Lariat is 25%. So, especially if you have a carryover one. If you had a new order, if you have a carryover one, I'd be putting it on there all day long. All right. Well, really swore they had some images of an F-150 in azure gray. I'm going to keep looking here while we get more questions coming in. Oh, wait a minute. I think the Mustang that I highlighted, was that azure gray? I think that's azure gray right there. I think that's the color right there. Real, I mean, that real close to Area 51. Anyway, I don't know. Here, can we search their website? Ford 30's on it. They do a lot of spy photos. There you go. Live photo gallery. There you go. In the light. That's what it looks like. So it's a tri-coat, whereas like Area 51 is a single coat. Yeah, azure gray is a tri-coat. That's why it costs extra. So it's 3 coats of paint. So it's gonna be very thick, rich, a color there, and so it's gonna come through. But there's what that looks like there. That helps anybody out. There you go. I think there's some more. F-150. See, that's the one I was thinking of. This Raptor. There it is in an F-150 Raptor. All right. James says, could you tell us what your sales code is for your dealership? 53538. Sometimes they'll put an F in front of it, or they'll put an F after the 53, but so that's the 5-digit code for it. It's on your order sheet, by the way. If you're looking at it, James, I know that you ordered with us. It's on your order sheet too. All right. Any other questions? 912. Yeah. Did you? I think the same thing. I think it looks like Area 51, but actually I think that there is Area 51. But it's 3 coats of paint, so it's much thicker, and it's going to have more depth to it, I believe. Like I love like Leadfoot more than I like carbonized gray or any of the other grays. Like, you know, I don't like the other ones, but Leadfoot I like. Like when I see that on F-150, I'm like, that just looks good. But I don't like carbonized gray. So, I mean, anyway, there you go. Back to looking at my ugly mug. All right. Any other questions before we get out of here? It looks like we're getting close to the end here. Any questions? No other dying questions there. Of course, you can come over Thursday night. Will be a link is down in the description as well, so you can come on over if you want to. So anyway, and don't forget, did I mention? I don't know if I mentioned earlier that we had merch available, and now, so you can see it down below the video as well. But you can also, there's a link in the description for the merch if you want, and that one has all of the merch and even has our new logo. I had the person that actually does the background here that you're seeing on the video, all that background, he actually made this as well for me and said that I was able to use that. So Nathan does a great job and does my thumbnails as well. Sometimes we're in a crunch because I don't always get him the information early enough, just like today. But he always comes through for me. But anyway, so I kind of like that one. It's kind of a retro look. So I actually ordered a bunch for myself. You know, I got backpacks or a computer bag, and don't have hats, but I have, you know, coffee mugs. I think Ridgeview got one of those. And we got shirts, hoodies, that kind of stuff if you wanted that. Even some polo shirts, because I got a couple polo shirts with that logo on there because I liked it so much. So anyway, so yep. All right. David said, so 24 Mustang will open in the summer. I heard that the order banks will open in the spring for summer production. So because they have to take orders before they can start producing them, right? So the order banks, I think that they're talking about being open in spring, which spring for them could be. So here, just to let people know, whenever Ford's saying something, they say towards the end of the month, I always assume it's going to be the last day of the month. If they say it's going to be in a season, so if they say spring of 2023, then, you know, spring, technically, what's the first day of spring? What's the last day of spring? Just assume it's the last day of spring. So if they say, like when they said that the Mavericks would be available in fall of 2022, remember that? Or 2021, right? Wait, are we? Yeah, 2021, right? What happened? The hybrid came out in December. Well, technically, the first day of winter, you know, when is that? It's actually December like 21st or 23rd, somewhere. I forget those dates. So that's actually, so when they talk about seasons, like when you're thinking, to me, I think of fall being September. Well, no, the first day of fall is in September sometime, right? Sometimes I think of August as being fall. No, so that, just keep in mind, whenever they say a date or a season, always assume the very end of that date or that time. Just keep that in mind. That's what they always do. So if they say a season, if they say spring of 2023 is when the order banks open up for the Mustang, I guarantee it's going to be like, you're probably right, it's going to be June, May, June, something like that. And when they say production of summer, well, the first day of summer is what, June 21st. So it goes for 3 months. So you're probably looking at August before that actually is going to be hitting and start producing. So just so you know, I've learned to understand that terminology and when they say that. So just keep that in mind for what it is. Even when they give you a date and they say, oh, we're going to start production on September 15th, I wouldn't guarantee it. All right. All right, Tim, I joined late. Would you comment on transit allocations and order guide updates? Don't think there is any order guide updates for the transit. Well, there might have been, but sometimes I can't tell when or what they change. So sometimes when they tell us there's a change to the order guide, they show us, they send us all the pages that could have changed. And sometimes the page changes not because there's new information, but there was new information on the page before it. So because of that, it pushed something to that page, and then they have to, you know, they say that whole page is new. So let me look on the transit. So a lot of these I couldn't tell. Sometimes on the sheets, they'll actually tell you. What do I do with that sheet? They'll actually tell you that they updated the order guide, or they'll actually tell you like this in here. They actually said order guide updates, right? And they'll tell you that, but they don't do that on all of them. So it's me actually go through page by page of the new order guide or the changes pages that they gave, and going through them. And so yeah, transit was not updated. That order guide was not updated today. So yep. In fact, let's see, the last one I have for dates, I actually keep a copy of all of the order guides that come out, just because I like to see any changes in case something happens. So transit. Oh wow. Okay, so transit, they make a lot of different order guides. Okay, so the last order guide update I have for the transit was on 9/20 of 22. So they haven't had a new update to the transit order guide since September 20. So hopefully that helps you out. All right, anything else? All right, don't forget, if you have any other questions, Thursday night on our Facebook page, you can come on over, ask your questions. I'll be there to answer for an hour. No topic usually. I just open it up. Let's start answering questions. It's just kind of like I need to go a little bit faster. I need to call it like a speed round of Q&A there. But so we'll do that rapid fire Q&A, right? But anyway, other than that, thank you guys very much and for joining me. Hopefully I answered as many questions as I could, and I got some questions answered for you. Hopefully I helped you with maybe some information. Hopefully some dealers out there now, you know how you can go in and update so that you can get notified quickly, just as quick as I do, so that you can get just the same information that I get it as well. Yeah, just keep in mind about that. So hopefully that helped out as well, and got you updated on any changes there and any information. Again, I suggest you check out our other videos. If you hit, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell as well. And if you guys didn't have a chance yet, go and smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you didn't like the video, smash the thumbs up twice. Actually, that's something I got from Mitch down in country. So anyway, thank you guys very much for joining me. I appreciate it. And so don't forget, well, Max has one last question. I have a 22 Ford Maverick XL EcoBoost build date of November 14th. Do you think it will get built? Yes, I do. I am very confident. So I'll put kinds of money on that one. So, yep. All right, it'll get built. So again, they're not going to push back anymore. They have done, once they do build out, then they're done. They're done slotting in all the different slots of where they're going to go. Once they've done what they consider build out, and in the order guide, it actually says for the 22 Maverick, 22 Maverick has been balanced out. Once they balance out the model, those dates are not going to move on what's scheduled for those dates. The dates that you might see moved are those ones that they're going to have to push, because if they want to schedule any others in those dates, like they want to schedule for the week of the 12th and the 19th, they have to move those orders. So those ones that are going to be canceled, to keep moving those back because they want to schedule other ones during those weeks. So that would be the only way. So, all right. Nothing else. Thank you guys for joining me. Do the like, subscribe, and everything. If you want to become a member, great. All that links are down in the description. Check it out. Until next week or until Thursday night, we'll see you later. Thanks.